Mbubi bekene kwa mwana biko ọ bụrụ na amara ndị bụ ndị Hizba. Una afọ video dị n'akụkụ n'ebe mbe nwanno. Ndị a bụ ndị a na-akpọ ndị Hizba. In form of Sharia law. Kan kọwali unu ọfụma, if you grow up in the north, ya ma ya na-akpọ Sharia. Sharia law bụ iwu ndị Hausa wepụta in order to govern them in Islamic way. In other words, that na ha chọrọ karị Sharia law guard the whole of Nigeria around. Ka we nwee ike wee mee gịnị wee welie wee na punish ndị achọ punish in Islamic way. So they believe that na onye ọbụla nọ na north is governed by Sharia law, not by Nigerian law. Ndị Hausa ekwetara na nke ahụ. So ndị Hizba movement or ya na-akpọ ha Sojojin Allegiance in terms of ndị, which means police ndị n'igwe, soldiers ndị n'igwe, ọ ha na-akpọ ha n'ugwu Hausa. Ha wujere na hotel, arrested hotel managers and other youths lodging in a hotel. Few years ago, na ha na-condemn mmanya imago ina-ele mmanya ha bịa bulu odo sense. Ndị mmadụ wee na-asị kunu na-eme this thing na chọzụkwa ka ndị mmadụ nwee their own alternative, their own way of doing business. Growing up in the north, growing up in the north, ikwesịrị ịma na ndị Hausa na-agba akwụna. Despite ihe niile ha na-ekpuchichi, ha nwa na-agba akwụna karịa. The high rate of nwoke na nwoke imekọ ihe dị extremely high na north, or the extremely all-time high na north. So ndị a na-ajọ ka Georgia ya na-ada aṅụ mmanya na-ada eme nka. Ndị Hausa na-ese ihe osise highest. N'ugwu Hausa ka mfụ na mmadụ na-ese taya, na-ese afịfịa pọpọ, na-akpọ gọm eji amachita ya. A na-ese ha na gọm ahụ ndị fọkadazi na-use, ha na-aṅụ ya aṅụ. Ihe na-akpụ ya usholisho. Then ha na-aṅụ nke a na-akpọ lope. So ha na-aṅụ afịfịa pọpọ. So ihe fọlụ ndị Hausa bụ ka eme ka ha mepee toilet sọka wee kpunye ihu na ya sewe. Ndị a na-aṅụ gwogwo, mana apụtazi ha na-afọm nọ ndị na nwere ha pastor. Ụmụ ha na-agba akwụna highest. Ha na-agba gwogwo. So ndị na-afụ maka Hizba, ha ji eje kpochie hotel, arrest ya some youth. Mana gee ntị ka ịnụrụzi ihe nwanne ya nwoke kwuo maka that movement ha na-eme. Ọ na-aghọta ka ọ dịkwa.
Now let me explain this to the best I can now. To me, the highest form of irresponsibility or immorality is a useless man that has given birth to so many number of children that he cannot cater for. But all he do at the end of the day is buy them kwano and send them to Almajiri. The highest form of immorality as well is a man that has given birth to children that he cannot cater for, that all they do is street begging and street hawking. Talking about that now, do you have that in Kano? So surplus. But why is this same Hizba not seeing this? This is not just an immoral act. This is even a crime against humanity. Why are they not seeing that as a problem and arresting anybody that practices that? No. Because possibly to some certain extent, the product of this thing correlates with the general ideology, which at the end of the day is all about conquest and control. So understand one thing here. Nobody is actually supporting morality. If you are immorality, if you are normal, you should not support immorality, right? But the fact is, funny enough, the country have made provisions for laws that checkmate all forms of immorality, from sexual immorality, from drunkenness, from all other aspects. But why do you now have Hizba implementing this? And the argument may be that this is a state law, according to the majority, this is our own way of life, whatever it is, right? But the fact is, let's look at it. In so doing, the government has also checkmated all these things and have charged the police with the responsibility of ensuring this. But if the police cannot even live up to its responsibility, if the state government so wish to create an agency that would help in mitigating some of this menace, then it shouldn't be under the guise of religious pretense. Because forget it, tell ourselves the truth. Hisbah is nothing but an extended arm. It's an extended arm of the Sharia law. That is why I don't take the law, I don't take even the headline, Hisbah police, morality police. Tell us that Sharia police have apprehended people. And in regards to this news now, look at where this thing is going now. This thing is going somewhere. They say they were apprehended as a result of wanting to gather that is considered a gathering that is considered to be immoral according to the laws of Hisbah Abi. So let's ask ourselves the question now. Where do Hisbah drives their own law? Who informs their law? Right? You will quite agree with me that it's Sharia. Because it's Sharia that has also empowered them to arrest people for not fasting. Just some days back, people were arrested and were barbed because the barb doesn't conform with what they believe Hisbah stands for, right? And the next thing is people will still argue that this is just a government. It's not a government, whatever. While I want to tell you this, since the government decide to keep quiet about this, they are not keeping quiet again about. They are not saying anything about this. I'm not equally saying this so that Hisbah will stop what they are doing. But I'm more interested in bringing to the notice of everybody the need for you to protect your identity, so that at the end of the day, you don't gradually become conquered by these ideologies without you knowing. And how do you protect your identity? You know what to do. You know what to do. I don't need to tell you what to do, right? You know what to do. Everybody must stand and represent his own till the government is ready to unite and bind everybody according to a law that is generally acceptable by everybody. But in the absence of this, I am telling you, defend your own. Any alien among you with alien actions, with alien activity, with alien way of life, make the place very not habitable for him till he leaves and go to these places. Because funny enough, when these individuals finish spoiling all these places and they are not progressing in any way, hardship everywhere, just like you can see, all they do is they run to these other places and start doing babambola, shushena, and the rest of it. So when they get there too, subject them to your own way of living. Your people don't do babambola, they don't live in slums, they don't do all this madness. And by so doing now, everybody will now represent what he stands for. I'm even expecting at this point in time, seriously, some states should actually start coming up to make laws that represent their own people. And if the government, federal government, frowned against that, you will now make reference to this thing that they are doing in Kano. At least that's the way to go. So take it or leave it. This is not a message of telling them to stop. I don't even want them to stop. Let them not stop. Let everybody stand and represent what he stands for. Don't give any of these aliens that come, because part of this thing, the thing that these aliens do is they come in the name of we are all one or whatever, claiming that what is applicable to you under the disguise of one Nigeria is applicable to them as well. But that is not what you find in their state. So you should equally do that reflects the people in your community, in your local government, in your state. Let everybody do that till we are able to have a sane society that unites everybody as one. Imagine the hardship. Imagine a lot of criminalities going on. These people don't...